Okay guys, today is April 23rd and here's another part of the Dicamba story. So in the background behind me you can hear the frogs singing. We are right next to the slough area of the field on one of the super low bottoms, but this is a boundary between a neighbor and I. And here we're standing in, our filter strip that keeps their chemicals off of us. There's a clover field. That's where I showed you last year swathing red clover, the stubble junk. And so the clover has come through real nice in that field everywhere, except there was a low area and water stood. But even in the thin areas, there's decent clover there. It's just not near as thick as the quote high parts of the fields. But anyway, the other part of the Dicamba story. So we have a new renter on this land this year. And today, like I said, it's April 23rd and he was out spraying today. My previous neighbor there, in all of our years of coexistence with him, he was one of the guys who did not plant Dicamba. And in all of our years of being neighbor with him, we had never had a drift incident across this boundary here into our bottom ground. But I have a new renter this year. I have had a conversation with him. I think it was a respectful conversation, and going forward I hope that we can coexist with each other. But anyway, the old renter that had farmed that ground never used Dicamba technology. The new renter does use Dicamba technology. So on a boundary that was secure and quote stable, that neighbor, part of his management last year was he planted non-Dicamba beans and he got drifted just as bad as I did. And his yields were poor, just like mine were on the hill field that I showed you over there. And as a result, he lost that farm. And so, just another small piece of the Dicamba story.